It's bringing about change for these children and giving them a future.
If you've helped one, you've done a great deal.
I think that the major consideration is that we've protected these children.
It was more like a gift from God, for real.
I'm a big fan of CASA.
In all abuse and neglect cases that I hear in my courtroom, a court-appointed special advocate, or CASA, is appointed at the inception of the case to be an advocate on behalf of the child.
Once you get a case, you look at all the people that are involved. The person that's being protected, maybe the abused child or children. You look at the mother, the father, the aunts, the uncles.
And I talked to many school teachers, guidance counselors, doctors, lawyers.
We are the advocates for children. Therefore, we are the eyes and ears for the court.
The role of CASA is very different than any other role. It's very different. The CASA is the voice.
I am their voice for anything that they might need or want. I talk to the judge in court about things that they want me to tell him.
And they see things that I don't see. As an attorney, I've got a bunch of cases. I can't always be out seeing people in their homes. A lot of times CASA gets out to the home more than me.
Then when it comes to the court date, 10 days before the court date, you have to put together a court report.
They spend countless hours preparing these reports, going out and seeing these families. No question in my mind that they've saved some lives.
Another case I had, it was a teenage girl who had been in the system for many, many, many years. And she was in a detention center when I first got her. She was very surly. Said to me, "Don't worry about me, Mrs. O'Neill. I've been in the system for so long, I know it doesn't work. Nothing gets done, nothing gets done." So before I left, I said to her, "You know, if there's one thing I can do for you, what would you like it to be?" And she said, "You know what, I want my GED." And she said, "I've told him so often that's what I want." I said, "Well, I'll see what I can do." And together, we got her GED. She's a very bright girl, was able to get it with no problem at all. So after that, she said, "Wow, maybe things can get done if I work along with it." So that's very satisfying too.
Well, Harry, I really call him Harry Potter because if you want to visualize him, that's exactly what he looked like. Cutest thing I've ever seen. He was the child of a single parent. His mother was an alcoholic and got frequently into abusive situations. He never knew his father. But she couldn't take care of herself. And he would take care of her. So he would miss school. He had medical problems that weren't being dealt with. The grandparents who had been involved for a long time took Harry, and Harry went to live with them. And it just turned his life over. He went from flunking in school to getting all A's. He was on the honor roll. It was just a beautiful ending to a very sad situation.
When I first met him, I could tell he was very angry. I mean, inside. You could see that he wanted to do well, but he had all these things that were affecting him, interfering with what he wanted to achieve, so then he would strike out.
My situation, I was in foster care, and I was going through a whole lot of court cases, and it's just, sometimes if you have someone to talk to that you can trust.
For some reason, I thought, he's basically a good kid. And we went from there.
He had me thinking positive, so you go to court, dress positive, look positive, you get positive results.
I had a lot of faith in him.
Let's put it this way, if you ask me this right now, where would you be in 5 or 10 years? I can actually give you a good answer, you know what I'm saying? Probably 4 years ago, if you asked me that question, I'd tell you either dead or in prison.
And I think he has matured a lot. And it kind of made me feel that maybe I was right, that there is a lot to Tyshawn that people didn't see.
I really felt that if I didn't have that whole team, including Mr. LeClaire, I wouldn't have made it.
It's encouraging to feel that something good came out of all this.
I think CASA is important because they're somebody that could potentially help shape a young person's life.
It's an investment in children. You got to do it. They need it.
CASA is actually like a good thing for kids like me and of all sorts. Anytime you need a shoulder to cry on or shoulder to lean on, someone to talk to, they're there.
And think of the great citizens. That's what I think of. Like, I'm wondering what my Harry Potter is doing right now. I'm sure he's a good citizen.